quick second here.
Just give me 1 sec. I just got to blow my nose.
Okay.
And let me pee as well.
Okay, I'm just getting all this set up.
Okay, cool.
For those live on YouTube, we are just coming on here, breaking the official breaking news for those on YouTube watching. Jacob Markstrom has officially, it is done. Jacob Markstrom has signed with the Calgary Flames, and we will be talking about that. Devin and I will be talking about that. We're just setting up on Facebook as well. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, and all that sort of stuff here. Okay.
So nice.
Okay, we are live now on Facebook. Hello, everyone. So we said, just as we said goodbye, we have to come back and say hello. Devin and I are here to react. It is now official. If you were watching during the live stream, we were assuming that Markstrom has signed with Calgary, but there was Aaron Vickers tweeted out that Bob McKenzie said that was not 100%. It is now 100%. Jacob Markstrom has signed with the Calgary Flames. Devin, do we have the official terms of this yet?
We do. It is 6 years at $6 million.
6 years, $6 million.
Yep. I think that's a fantastic deal. I'm happy there's no 7 years on that. I mean, ideally you want to go for 4, but you got to add on the 2 on top of that. I think that's good timing for goalie prospects in the Calgary Flames system to get going and get up here. Dustin Wolf being at the forefront of that, and basically learning from Markstrom. And I think that going forward, how could you not want a number 1 goalie like Jacob Markstrom in Calgary? Good job, Brad Treliving. Once again, maybe a year too long, but overall, very, very happy.
Yeah, and I think, to me, what this came down to is Calgary is a good situation, is a perfect situation. As Kevin Woodley mentioned on 960, Devin talked about that it's a good fit. I think him and Jordan Sigalet will have a similar relationship that Markstrom had with Ian Clark. I think Jordan Sigalet, honestly, I think was probably a big influence in this signing. I'm going to make the assumption in the sense that they knew. I think that one of the things to take away, we talked about the controversy of the Cam Talbot poll in Game 6. What I think they got their answer about where David Rittich is at. And yes, Sean is right that we're going to have a condensed schedule and you're going to need 2 goaltenders. But thinking long term, I don't think they see David Rittich as the number 1. And you're right. I think this is a push for him, but I think they see where Jacob Markstrom is at. And I think that this will be a good fit. And I think that this puts the Calgary Flames in a really good situation for other free agents to come. And, I know that there's going to be some Canuck fans that are going to talk about the Flames defense and he's going to get burnt. I don't know about that. I think I can see the Flames in on a Tanev or a Virtanen or a Vatanen. I think that still gives them that room to do that. And I think Markstrom maybe got convinced by that. I don't know, like, would I say more of a chance Tanev ends up in Vancouver than Calgary? Yes, but I still could see it. But I think the Calgary is not done yet. So, and
Yeah. Sorry, just to comment on your assumption that Canucks fans are saying that he's going to get burned. Kevin Woodley was talking about this morning with Ryan Pinder about how the chances that Calgary gives up is a perfect situation for Markstrom, and how it's very similar to what the same chances that Vancouver was giving up this year and last year with having Markstrom, and look how well Markstrom did. So I mean, we still got to solidify a right shot defenseman for the second pairing of maybe Noah Hannafin or Yusuf Valimaki to pair with him. But yeah, the Flames aren't done yet. And I think, Kevin, I think you make a good point that potentially Markstrom might be swaying Chris Tanev to sign with Calgary, because I feel like obviously you got to have a good cohesion with the defense and your number one goalie.
Yeah. And you still have the trade question about Monahan or Gaudreau. That's still out. This signing has nothing to do with that. Even if you're signing a Tanev or a Vatanen, I would argue you still probably are making a move for a defenseman, and you still need a top six forward.
You definitely do, and you still have cap space with the $6 million cap hit. You have just under $11 million to do something, or just under $10 million to do something. And you still got to sign Mangiapane, and that could be probably a 3-year deal at 2.5. And then you have Oliver Shillington on top of that, which would be, I wouldn't say more than $1 million. So that you still have some room to make some moves and to solidify your roster, let alone that is if you keep Johnny and Monty on. But there's always that possibility that Johnny and Monty could potentially go. But this is a massive move for the Calgary Flames, and signing Markstrom and having a solidified number one goalie, the first time since they've had Mika Kiprasov, which is huge. So I believe this potentially is a massive change to the makeup of Calgary, and like I said, I think it's not official that Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan are going. You can still easily add a good, solid right side defenseman, and if you are going to trade one of those two players, that you could get a good haul back.
Yeah. And I guess this is, yeah, and you talked about this already, and I think that this is an important point with Calgary, and we've talked about it, but this is a culture shift. This is a culture shift move, in that you're bringing in a guy. I mean, yes, okay, there's going to be arguments that he's an unproven goaltender in the playoffs, but he definitely carried the Vancouver Canucks. He's grown as a player. I think he was the MVP. There's a maturity to him. I think it adds to the leadership core. I'm not saying that there's a leadership vacuum, but you've got something there. And yeah, I think I can't help but wonder if a guy like Giordano has just finally said to Tree. I wonder where Giordano was in on this, because he's just said, look, just give me a damn goalie. Give me a consistent goalie that I can work with.
Totally. As far as he's unproven in the playoffs, but you're still looking at one of the top 5 goalies in this league as of right now. And that with saying that, you can't really knock him on what happened in the playoffs, because he was a bit injured. He was a bit banged up. And I guess that's the other question is he going to be able to stay healthy? Right. But as far as like the leadership goes, yeah, I believe that there's a bunch of people, probably not just Giordano, being asking him to solidify that spot in goal, and it's been
Lindholm.
since 2013 that the Calgary Flames have had that number one.
Yeah, Lindholm as well. They're close friends, Lindholm and Markstrom.
Yep, and you also have Rasmus Anderson in there as well, and Oliver Shillington. If you're talking about Swedes.
Wait, I thought Vancouver was the land of Swedes. Wait a minute, what happened?
They've been dethroned.
Dethroned. But yeah, I think this is a great sign. I mean, I'm concerned about health. You still got Riddick. There's a lot of other questions that have to be answered, but I think that this is the first, that domino that we've been waiting has happened, and I think we're in for a culture shift, and it'll be fascinating.
It will be. The culture shift is there, especially with Tkachuk making the steps that he has in the past 2 years. You can. And I guess Michael Backlund as well as another Swede. Sorry, Heidi. I know she's a big Michael Backlund fan. I apologize for getting Michael Backlund within the Swede
that's
talk.
another Swede too. We have forgotten about.
Yep. It once again, it just solidifies how legit Calgary wants to be in the next couple of years, or in the next 5 to 6 years of being a legitimate contender. And another comment that you said is that I wonder if this is going to bring other free agents to Calgary, and I think this really solidifies the fact that Brad Treliving and the Calgary Flames want to win.
Yep, and
they want to win now.
And they see the opportunity. I also think. I think they look back. We don't always get the chance to do a deep dive on the Flames here. So I think this is a good option. Let's just quickly do this here. Maybe we'll talk about this more tomorrow. If you're Calgary, you look back at Dallas. Do you look back at a missed opportunity?
100%. You were almost you were ahead in the game to put you up in the series and potentially bury Dallas, and they really couldn't close that door, and it wasn't due to goaltending, but at the same time, there were a couple goals in the playoffs that Talbot wished he had back, along with Riddick, when he was kind of put into not really the best situation. But say, for instance, if they had a Markstrom in net, I feel like there's good potential there that you could say that Calgary moves on to the next round.
Yeah. I think that that's in part of what I think that they looked at, and I think, that game, there was a lot of turning points. Again, I'm not sold on Jeff Ward. I'll be completely honest, still not sold on that move. I think him and Talbot. I think that I think that there was part of a sour, but the moment that I'm looking back on was Matthew Tkachuk's face when Sean Monahan missed that shot, and I think it's just like this team is so frustrated with what has happened that they're ready. They are in a position to want to make that big step.
Yeah, and there's something to say about having that faith in your goalie and the confidence that gives a team, especially. And I'm nothing against Cam Talbot because he played amazing, but when I was watching those games in the qualifier and in the first round, it was there were moments there where I was thinking, oh no, like, is Talbot gonna be able to stop this? Or if Riddick's been in net, it's been wonder if we can have that confidence that we did back when Mika Kiprasov was at the top of his game, being a 2-on-1, not being scared that they're going to score on that from just a shot that a goaltender could have, and that bleeds out through your in a good way or in a bad way, depending on you can trust your goalie, and having a Markstrom backstopping you for the majority of your games is that makes your team a lot better, and just once again have more confidence, which is huge.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I'd say it's a good signing. I think a good move for the Flames. It's a franchise altering move, in a lot of ways, in many ways. We will talk about it more tomorrow. Figuring out times, figuring out guests. We will be live tomorrow with your questions. We'll get some people's perspective. Yeah, so as mentioned, sorry, we jumped on live as we were heading out and said we were done. This Markstrom deal was officially done, so we're on to react, comment on the videos, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe. We are the most underrated podcast in hockey. Our new tagline. How about that? And so, thanks everyone, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.